Hey, welcome everybody to Talking Ball. And we are here to definitely talk ball today. It is transfer deadline day, the latest one I've ever witnessed. And I'm joined by two lovely, handsome, funny, creative, kind guests today. We've got Ian.
Oh, was he
What's up, Ian?
talking about us, Adrian?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought there was other guests coming on. I just thought we were on and he was going to bring them on. Welcome to the stage. Yeah. Good evening. Yeah. Good evening, Adrian. Good evening, Colin. Interesting day. I still think there's some more to come here. I still think there's more happening, and I've got my television on with a ticker tape on my iPad, waiting to see something come up. So we will see. But I just think something else is going to happen tonight. So we will see.
Well, I hope you're right. And we've got the lovely Adrian with us as well, wearing the gray robe today. We've got pretty much a good chunk of Spurs diehards, representing today. So thank you guys for joining. Adrian, thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm always glad when the transfer window's closed, as it happens. You start talking more about football and less about speculating about who we're not getting in. But it's been okay, isn't it? We got 3 in already, so that's okay. I don't think we've got 3 in a January transfer window before. If we get another one, I don't know if you want to talk about other rumours that
we do. Oh, absolutely, yeah, of course.
Well, because that Disassi has refused to come, and he's looks like he'll get his move to Aston Villa, which we agreed terms with before. But we apparently offered 20 mil for Burnley. Had the finest defence last year in the Championship, and I can't remember the centre back's name, but we offered 20 mil for a centre back, and they said they wanted 30. So that might be something that could happen today, if it's all true, of course. So
yeah, that is something that I saw via the WhatsApp group that we're all in. One of the WhatsApp groups, I did see that mentioned, the Burnley defender. That would be great. I mean, it looks like we're in for another defender, and we can definitely go ahead and just well, first, before we get too deep into anything, I want to say hey to everybody. We got Johnny Bethnal Green, Quez Ali's in the house. Big up Quez. We got Chris Peters, the man. I got something special for Chris Peters. Where'd it go? Well, everybody give it up for Chris Peters. Chris
all right. Hi, Chris. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Johnny, Chris.
Yeah. Who else we got? Yep. It's me. We got Graham, Destiny 5. Big up to you guys.
Good crowd in tonight. All the experts. Adrian, we better be on our best form.
Yeah.
Don't mess up.
Best ones. Colin, if you just noticed, the same for people in the chat, I just put my microphone and camera off there because the lady from who's reporting, I don't know her name, reporting from the Tottenham training ground, is saying is saying that Tottenham are still trying to get another defender in tonight. So this is very much a watch this space as we talk. And of course, the other big news is that typical Daniel, for all his faults, appears to have managed to get an option at least to buy in the Tell deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that is a coup. That is an absolute coup, because there's always a
As
lot
long
of
as the fee's not extortionate. What if the fee's 75? You know what I mean? I mean,
well,
a buy option's well and good as long as
you're right, but with I don't think it will be, because I think the fee was agreed last week. But the other thing is, of course, with an option, you're entitled to turn around and say, "Thank you, we're not prepared to pay it." That's the beauty of an option over an obligation.
I think
But sorry, I mean, just let me finish this point, because of course, all last week, social media, God, I hate it sometimes and I love it others, saying, "Oh, 3 players have turned Tottenham down. What a state of a club, la di da di da." He never turned us down. He never turned us down. He said that we were only interested in a permanent deal, and the boy is entitled to say, "I'm not interested in going anywhere permanently. I want to try and fight for my place at Bayern Munich." It's a massive club, which obviously it is. He's 19 years of age with a massive future ahead of him. And I gather over the weekend he's spoken to Manchester United, he spoke to Chelsea, he's spoken to Arsenal, and he spoke again to Mr. Postecoglou. And lo and behold, tonight he signs as a Tottenham player. So let's try and stay positive. You know me, I'm a bit like you, Colin. The negativity drives me bonkers. This is a really good story, and I think this boy's going to cook. Adrian, I know you do as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got high hopes for him.
Yeah, I mean, that option to buy, I mean, obviously, we always had the option to buy for 60 million euros, 51 million. So obviously, if we're loaning him for 5 mil, see, it's still down to the player. So he's obviously got to do well for us to want to pay that fee at the end of the year, and obviously we've got to make him fall in love with the club.
Yeah.
So if we beat Liverpool Thursday and we win the League Cup.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think Ange said to him to make the difference? Obviously, we're never going to know, but we kind of know what type of man he is. I don't know. Do you guys have any guesses on what he said that turned everything around?
I think Ange has a very, very clear vision of how he wants the game to be played and how he wants players to play within that system. I'll talk about Robbo in a minute, because I think, Man United, not a good scene for Man United, but we'll talk about that as well. But I genuinely think that he would have said, "This is where I expect you to play. You can play all across the line. I want to use I play a football that's to your strengths. I play with pace. I get the ball in front. You can use your pace. You can use your strength. You will get the service. You will get plenty of opportunities to play for me. You will not be sitting on the bench for Tottenham Hotspur. You'll be in our European squad. You can play in a League Cup final if we get there. You'll probably be playing on Thursday against Liverpool at Anfield. Big club, big plays, and we're going places. You want to be part of it." I think that's the message he'd have given him. No fly on the wall. I don't think it'd have been that different from that.
Yeah, the important thing Ian covered there is game time. He wasn't getting it at Bayern because they've got a good squad. He would look at Chelsea. I mean, how many players do they want in their squad? They're going to get game time in there, and then Man United. Well, they're a big name, but they're a basket case at the moment, aren't they? They need a massive overhaul, and we've still got some work to do. We could still do another 3 or 4 players, but
but we are miles ahead of Manchester United, and I saw a bit of Man United yesterday, trying to play with this 3 at the back with Maguire at the centre. Now that's how Amorim plays. Then he uses his fullbacks to bomb forward and what have you. The problem with his system, it's a bit like ours. He needs pace at the back. I mean, for the life of me, I don't see how on earth how on earth you can play you can play a high line with three at the back and rely on Maguire in the middle. It's just like, hang on a minute, has the guy had a brain fart? Or this is the way I play, this is the only way I know how to play, and these are the players I'm going to have to use to play it in. And I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But they've got no forwards, they've got average midfield players, and they haven't got great defenders. So so they've sacked 15 managers since Fergie retired, and they've just gone absolutely nowhere. And one of the reasons is they don't have good enough players. It's a bit like Tottenham, you keep changing the coach, but you haven't got good enough players, you're always going to struggle. And a bit like us, at some point you have to stick. You have to stick with a coach and let him develop the club. But I don't think the current directors are able to do it, and I don't think Ratcliffe has brought anything to that party at all.
But fullback, I mean, they've got Delort, and Wan-Bissaka still there, and they've got Shaw. Is he fit? Are those players? I don't even know.
It's very hard. Went to Crystal Palace, didn't he? I think Wan-Bissaka left.
I find it very hard. Just researching Spurs takes. I'm very Spurs centric. To go chasing around, apart from I watch the odd Premier League game. I don't put myself out to watch the Chelsea West Ham game that's on tonight. I don't know who's winning or whatever. Don't even know the score. Because then I'm only going to see them twice a season. These players, if they're picked in the team, that's when we're at home or away to them. Unless it's the European game at times. So if you're going to see a player, you might see players in other teams. You might see them in five or six games. And then and that might be it. And to me, it's not a big enough sample. You can obviously tell if a player is really talented, though, but.
Hey, we got a good question in the chat. So I want to get into defensive stuff in a second, but Audio Artisans kind of beat me to it. A little bit different direction than I was going to go, but great questions. I think we'll answer it if you guys don't mind. Audio Artisans says, with Danso now in, Davis and VDV, does Ange start playing Gray in the midfield or back to left back at Jed's expense? I don't think you move Jed for anything unless you're moving him to right back. I think Jed has shown that he is probably the most capable fullback in the team. So I think you leave Jed in that spot, and I think you move Gray to midfield. That's honestly what I would do, but I'm curious to hear what you fellas would say, and I trust that we'll be orderly because there's a lot of us in here now, but everybody's very cool in here, and I like that. And look, we've got another party member. What's up, Dan?
Dan the man.
Hey, it's a party in here. So yeah, Audio Artisans asked us this question. And since we'll start with Adrian, since he was first in. What do you think, buddy? Where do we play Gray?
Well, you bring these centre backs in. Gray's not playing centre back because that's why you've brought him in playing those positions. So Gray has to be moved. So you could try him in. Look, you can try him in various places midfield. He played about 3 games as a number 10 for Leeds, 30 at right back out of necessity. And bossed the midfield game when they were in the cup when Leeds were playing Chelsea in one game. He bossed the midfield. And you think he was a 30-year-old experienced player, all his performances, he's not put one foot wrong. I've never had no one cuss him off at all. He might have made the odd slip and mistake or lost the ball, but he's done anything drastically wrong. He's just a superb footballer who's going to be an absolute superstar. And he's fast getting there. But he goes in midfield. Where? Ask Ange. You'll have to ask Ange when I'm around at the dinner.
Yeah. So, just one thing, by the way, there's one thing that's gone with all the stuff for the first team, have gone completely under the radar. Tottenham have agreed a deal to sign young Liverpool centre-half Luca Fernell-Gill. I think this boy's 17 or 18, so he's obviously not for the first team, but it's another one for the academy. I don't know how much we're paying, whether he's out of contract in the summer or what, but taking players off Liverpool, interesting.
Well, we signed a youngster off of Man City for 500 grand as well.
Yeah.
I think when he's at this ages, as you know, when they come in the academy, they can get a scholarship at 16 for 2 years, but they can only sign a 1-year professional contract on it. Yeah. And when you get to that period of that 1 year, players have a lot of power, right? Even at their young age to move on. And we'll obviously nick players like we've done here, probably with a Man City player, and our players will also get nicked. We lost Madueke and people like that in the past, so Uh, yeah, it's just the way it is at that age group. The law, the employment law.
Real quick, I'll go back
What's
to David's
David
question.
Clark asking?
Yeah, I saw
he's
that
going
as
to
well.
Fulham. I don't know why
I
he's
just
angry
heard a
about
rumour
going.
that
Am I off screen,
Fulham.
by the way?
Yeah, we can see you just fine. You're looking good. And here's the comment. Is it
Okay.
true about Willian? Because if it is, then I'm fuming. He's a washed up wide player. He's that last part of your sentence, David, is absolutely true, regardless of the first part. He is a washed up wide player. And I don't know if it's true
He's
about
going
him.
to Fulham. He's not going to Tottenham. He's going back to Fulham.
That one does make me laugh, don't it? They got rid of him just to bring him back. That's true.
Well, we're not signing William. He's never going to sign for us after that stuff that happened with that medical. That's never. That ain't William what he's playing for Chelsea, is it?
We might bring him. I think it's the same guy. Yeah, we might invite him over just to like punch him.
He ain't ever signed. Well, I don't
I
think
mean,
he's ever
Joe
signed
Felix is off to AC Milan.
I don't think he's ever signed for Tottenham because of what happened. Was it in 2013? I don't think that would ever.
Yeah. No, I would invite him to the Club Car Medical just to sock him in the shoulder one time, and it's like.
I thought he retired. I didn't know he was still playing. Where's he? Go back to Fulham.
Yeah, it's what everyone's saying.
So that other Brazilian striker who was always linked to that Damião, whatever his name is, for a running joke every transfer window.
He's still playing. He's still playing.
I think I saw him at the training ground. So, guys, would you say that Spurs with this new injury to Radu Dragic, and I don't know if you guys have heard. I've heard little snippets and rumors that it's like a lot worse than was to be expected. If that is the case, what'd you say?
I said this the other day. It was bad. Spurs sort of expected it was going to be longer than what it's expected, and people saying it's an ACL injury.
Take it for someone that's ruptured his ACL and had his career ruined. That single injury is one of the hardest to come back from. And I did my ACL 26 years ago now.
Hopefully in 26 years, technology would have improved. But yeah, I mean, so do we have to bring in another defender? I know we've already got Danso in, but we were thin as it was.
Whoa.
There's something going on with Romero as well. What's up with Romero? Yeah. What happened? He was fit for like a second, and now he's not. But I don't even see him with. You know how most of the players that are not fit to play are all sitting together and like got their cool clothes on and their shades. Romero's not there. I wonder what the deal with him
Romero's done with our club. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I think he's heading out the door. I think that Mark Gahey offer today sort of shows that Spurs sort of maybe planning for him going to Real Madrid in the summer. I said about last season when they put their little feeders out to Real Madrid, and he seems to be like a Real Madrid type centre back as well. They're Real Madrid like they're aggressive defenders, and he sort of suits the way Real Madrid plays. So I think he can go in there, and I definitely think over Gahey looks like he was sort of planning for life about Romero. So I definitely think I can't see him being there beyond the summer. And he's what he bet. I saw this earlier, and apparently I saw that someone from Burnley denied we even put a bid in. So I don't know if we have actually put a bid.
Well, you would deny it though, right? There's a certain amount of mind games to all of this. You know what I mean? I think there's. I don't know if I'd go public.
Has anyone even heard of it? I'll be honest. I've never even heard of this guy before. When I heard him linked to him, I was like, I didn't even know who he was.
That seems to be kind of our mind like lately. Yeah,
that's quite bad because he plays in the Championship. I literally don't know anything about him. So
I think he's going to come from another league, though. I think the Championship is a good league to come from, especially for a defender. You know what I mean? I think if we're looking for
I spoke to a couple of these people, and they said he's pretty decent.
Well, they had a very good defensive setup last season. Apparently, it was the best or one of the best in that division. So, and this guy's done well. I only heard a bit about him. I don't know nothing about him. I haven't watched him or anything. But I just sent that to Colin in a private chat because, it came up and I thought, I'll go and get it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. First of all, Eugene, hello. How are you, Eugene?
Good, man. Good to be on.
Good to see you, dude. It might be. Is this the first time you've been on? It might be, actually.
No, yeah, it's the first time.
Well, welcome. I should have a cool graphic I put for newbies, but I don't. Yeah, thanks for being here, man. And what do you have to say about the defender situation, dude? Do you think that Dragic and injury is pretty bad? And I think he was always brought in to be the guy when Romero left. I honestly think that was kind of how it was pitched to him, because he chose us over Bayern, because I think we were promising him playing time eventually. With him hurt, we need somebody else, I would say. And do you think Spurs are going to push for another defender?
I mean, we should. Well, with Dragusin, yeah, it's an ACL, so he'll be out for 12 months probably, if that's the case. But even healthy, he's not a good fit for us anyways. Even if he wouldn't get hurt, I'd feel like we might sell him next season. He can play Ange's system unless we bring in a new manager. So for this season, we do need a defender. Not sure if we're going to bring anybody in. I'm afraid, Ange realized that Archie Gray can do a job, and I just feel like, unfortunately, he'll be using Archie Gray as a backup at the center back. So I don't think we'll do any more business on the defensive end.
So wait, do you think we'll do more business at all? The way you said that leads me to think we might do some.
So Ian thinks I'm negative that.
Everything I'm seeing and reading says we are desperately trying to get one more in tonight.
It just feels like I'm just really annoyed that the scouting team and Lange, we've had 6 months to plan, and we're in this.
There was no planning. There was absolutely no
But
planning.
we don't know what's been happening in the days, weeks, months up to this point.
But it's like on January 1st, we're supposed to have somebody in.
Can I make a comment on it?
But the thing is, 1 second. The thing I'm just going to say about the planning thing is there couldn't be a plan for this second centre back signing because the Dragusin injury at ACL happened. So this is sort of a circumstance. It does maybe happen to go for the second, because the Danzo one might have been the one we was originally going to plan, and now because of the Dragusin injury, we have to sort of go back into the market now for a second centre back late into the window. Because if you would have said this a couple of weeks ago, we were never going to sign 2 centre backs until now. Obviously, because the Dragusin injury, that was the ACL, we've had to sort of go back into the market. So this second signing, this centre back signing now is the one that's not going to really be planned, because we didn't how long term the Dragusin injury was to probably yesterday or maybe today, when they found out it was going to be like an ACL injury. So now we've had to go back into the market now desperately to try and get an extra number, maybe, because if you really think about it, we only got 3 out and out centre backs now. With Dragusin being out, we've got obviously Danzo, Romero, and Van der Ven. You're going to count obviously Davis. He's not a natural centre back, but you're going to count as a centre back these days. And then we got Grace. So maybe they're going we want 4 natural centre backs. So that's why they're going. I can maybe see us getting a lone one in the last hour, but it's going to get to maybe desperation. Like you see where we was going for a Disassi type loan signing, we might end up getting like a loan signing from abroad or something, maybe the last hour.
But abroad doesn't necessarily mean bad.
I have a major problem with the Danzo one.
I can't see it being a permanent deal now though. So I can't see anyone willing to give up their centre back permanently with an hour left of the window to go. And if they do, it's not going to really be a great.
So Ian has one. And he wanted to say, before anybody else goes, I want to give Ian a chance. What were you saying, buddy?
I do have a problem with the Danzo one, because Juve were in for him, but he failed the medical there for something to do with his heart. It seems to feel like we swooped him. It wasn't the fact that we swooped him off of Wolves. The fact that Juve refused to sign him.
Somebody else's.
No, I think we're good. I think it's all good.
I think his internet's going a little bit.
Is it okay? It's come back. Yeah, I'm at my mum's and she doesn't have fibre, so the signal may come and go a little bit. A couple of things. One, everybody says, "Oh, why is it last minute? Why is it last minute?" Look how many deals are being done today. Why is it? It's not just us. It seems to be every club's desperately trying to do deals in the last couple of days. I do not understand it. I must be honest, but it just seems to be absolutely rife within the game that all the clubs are trying to do deals at the very last minute. And I suspect maybe they knew on Friday that there you go. Sorry, Johnny Hammy's just sent me a message which I'll repeat in a minute. The Dragusin injury has clearly changed the dynamic a little bit, because although they probably should have known on Friday it was serious, I don't know how good the medical team are at diagnosing these things. Or maybe someone said that they'd done an ACL, so maybe it isn't until you get the scan or the bruising settled down and you do the scan that you know. Johnny says, Spurs Express quoting one of the journalists says we're unlikely to get another centre half. Johnny Hammy says we're still trying to get the Burnley lad, and the Burnley lad looks, I don't know anything about him, but he appears to be left-sided defender. Burnley have only conceded 9 goals in 30 games. Which suggests that he's pretty solid. He's another relatively young player as well. But I'm just going through my my Twitter as
how's he on the ball?
So,
I know that you don't watch him regularly, so there's no good answer for that. But you wonder how good he's on the ball. Burnley were playing in super aggressive, super high line under
Company.
Thank you. I'm not sure how much of that they retained with the new manager, so I'd have to check him out. But I assume if we've gone for him, or if we're going for him, then they must play at least a similar style to us. You would hope, at least. But yeah, Corey, you were saying Danzo failed his medical at Juve. That's
he failed it. I think it was last week, because I know they were in for him. Then Wolves come in for him because they knew he failed the medical, and then apparently how it's been made out that we've swooped him and stolen him. It's not that we swooped in; it's that we were desperate. And if you're signing players off the back of a bad medical, like, this is just going to get another player hurt or injured, or I know a lot of this.
I know what you mean, and I know that it looks that way. I just think that to say for sure that it's desperate is.
I mean, I wouldn't trust my dog. Well, I don't have my dog anymore. I wouldn't trust my late dog with the Tottenham medical team. That's how bad I don't trust our medical team. I think I'd rather go to like one of those.
I was thinking of applying for a job.
The only reason it got failed the medical is because of the rules in Italy with the irregularities around heart conditions. Because that's why Ericsson had to leave and come back to England. Because where Italy got
I know that. I knew it was because of the heart condition. It wasn't to do with his knees or anything like that.
I'm saying obviously that's why Juventus were the whole reason why that deal obviously collapsed is because of that. It's not obviously because he failed the medical, like he's got a bad knee. Like Spurs would have took far.
It's like a few seasons ago with a Brighton player. He had a heart. There was a young lad that died at Brighton.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. We all remember.
I know you're talking about. Enoch Mwebu, whatever his name is, the one who's played for Brighton, the one that had to retire when he's like 21, 22. He scored he's pretty decent. He's pretty decent as well. I remember
those heart things are scary. We all remember Fabrice Mwamba, the Bolton player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Spurs had to be there. Farah had to be like 100% sure with this deal to go ahead with it. Obviously, with the heart regularity obviously issue, thinking we're going to have to be thorough with this medical and make sure obviously the heart, is this going to be okay to go through this deal? Obviously there's going to be worries, and obviously with the medical with this, obviously, but in Italy they're so thorough about you cannot play with any heart defects at all. So that's why as soon as an Italian club would have spotted that, it'd have been.
And Levy would never spend the money. Levy would never spend the money if there's a chance he would break.
I read a report that said the medical didn't even take place, that they pulled the plug beforehand, and this medical story came out afterwards.
Well,
so
I don't understand it, right?
I get what you're saying. I get what Ben's saying there, but I mean, if these players are dying younger and younger, shouldn't their medicals be done every few months just to make sure these things are safe?
I mean,
That's a
good point. That's a good point.
What I don't understand is apparently Roma last season went in for him and had a medical fail for the same reason. So how comes Italian clubs have not picked up on this? No, he can't go to Italy because he's got the same heart condition. So it seems a bit strange. Like why it's for the same sort of reason a year later.
I've got a heart murmur, and I bet it's the same thing. I bet if they listened to me and heard my heart murmur, they'd be like, nope. And it's probably, and mine's real innocuous. It doesn't cause me any trouble. So it's probably something like that. And we've got people in the chat saying, hey, I want to say hey to Tigaro. Tigaro's in here. Destiny 5's in the chat. AJ was here. Ben Kaufman saying minimum 5 months if it's an ACL from Ben.
More than that.
I ruptured my ACL playing for Brighton youth team, so I know the actual joys of that lovely injury. But a tear is different to a rupture. So
Yeah,
I was
rupture sounds
on
worse.
crutches for 17 months after I'd signed my professional youth contract with Brighton. And then I literally went from, you're going to be our youth team goalkeeper, you're going to be coming up, because I was promised quite a lot as a kid, to, after that injury, 17 months of rehab and everything like that, to my dream taken away just before my 18th birthday, So
It's tough, man.
I know
I'm proud of
the
you for-
difficulties of that damn injury, because it is one of those, it can be a life changer, especially to players, like professional players. I've seen players go down with ACLs just torn, not ruptured, and you're like, oh yeah, you're going to be out for a good 5-6 months. But if he had ruptured it, you could be talking a 2 to 3 year full recovery.
Then you got to learn to trust it again, because you're worried you're protecting it. You're not playing to your fullest. So yeah, I think we had a lot. It's asking a lot of the Dragons to come back from this just as the same player he was before, and I in my opinion, he needed to get better. So we'll see how that pans out. Ian, I see your camera went off again, buddy. Did you get any more inside news?
Yeah, I've got nothing at the moment. Absolutely nothing. Hopefully, I'm just catching up on the chat as well, seeing if there's
Let me ask a question to the
but
panel.
just there's obviously a lot of people. I saw evening Jose, evening Ben. I think others about the predictions.
Even
I don't
Israel
think my
on the chat.
predictions were very good, but Jose. But I've got one. I thought I had 1-1 for that. So I don't know what is the score at the moment at.
I don't know.
What is it?
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on. Y'all are gonna hate me because
I was top of the league.
I'm keeping my
predictions, and I've just fallen off like a cliff, mate. I've fallen off the cliff like Adrian.
this isn't the predictions show.
Adrian was top of the predictions. He's fallen off a cliff. Now I've fallen off a cliff too. I've had a proper bottled in.
Well, hey, you guys know I hate West Ham, but I hate Chelsea. So what do I do here? I literally, these are probably my two least favorite teams in the Premier League right now playing each other.
What's the score? What's the score? I don't even know the score.
Well,
No, it's 2-1.
1-1.
No, 2-1.
1-0.
Palmer just scored. Yeah, Palmer.
Oh, my stream. I'm watching on.
Shit.
I'm watching on.
Nice goal.
A really dodgy site. So crossing.
Those dodgy sites
down the toilet,
send you to certain websites where after you've got to click it 3 times to watch it. Yeah.
See, I went to school for cybersecurity, so I've got all these weird browser extensions and stuff. Wow,
watch out for them dodgy viruses, mate. Watch out for them dodgy viruses.
That's why I do the thing I do, where I put it on StreamYard for people who don't want to go through all the trouble. But anyway, we'll keep that a little hush.
Oh, I didn't see that over 20 minutes ago. The option to buy it included in the TEL bill.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys.
It's made the deal a little bit more sweeter, isn't it? No, there's an option to buy it just to like make it a little more sweeter.
Everybody talks about Daniel Levy and his faults, and he has them. God damn, the dude's got him in space, right? But getting that buy option included, it was incredible. And I think it was Ian that pointed it out. That's an incredible bit of business. Yep. Totally agree. And actually, hold on though, Eugene, you were trying to ask a question earlier, and I rudely cut you off.
I know it's all good. Maybe it's just me, but we're linked with all the defenders. For me, we don't have enough quality in the front third, even with Tel. I was hoping would be linked with at least one more winger, but for now it's defenders. So for some reason, I am not concerned about our defense as much as about the front three. We just can't seem to score goals. We score 1 goal a game in most games.
Yeah, but we leak them too, man. So
we do, but I don't know. For some reason, with what Archie Gray has shown and Danso coming in, hopefully Cody's going to come back soon. I think we might be okay. But in the front third, we're so toothless. So I was hoping we can bring in another winger, but I don't see any rumors at all with any attackers at this point.
Yeah, I was almost hoping for Rashford. I know he wouldn't have been the answer. He wouldn't have been what we needed, but I do think he would have been good for a goal every now and then. Sort of like some of the other subs we've had, like a Chadley, you know what I mean? Or because Chadley was no good for anything, God, but he could pop up with a goal. Gylfi Sigurdsson, same thing. Clint Dempsey, same thing. It's good to have that type of player in your squad for times when you need a goal. I mean, there's players that just have goals and they don't particularly gel. But yeah, I know what you mean. Man. Would you have taken Rashford if Rashford had been an option?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Rashford, but at this point, again, we just need options. I just don't want to see Richarlison play anymore. Like, I'm just not a fan.
Wow, you're over Richarlison.
So, I've been over him. I mean, until I assumed he's a left winger, but I'm being told he plays as a striker mostly. So if he's going to be a striker, we still need a winger. We still need somebody on the right hand.
What's the deal with it? Has anyone heard anything about Wilson Odobert coming back yet? Because I know we only saw him in 1 or 2
early
matches,
March.
I thought he.
I heard that he re-aggravated the injury in training.
That's
It's like he
bullshit.
just
It
keeps
makes me
breaking
mad.
down.
That's a player. That's a player that I think could really. I really think he could do bits, though. I think if he could stay fit, I think he would be awesome. And
I just want to see Kulo at the 10. I don't want to see him on the right.
I think he's played 2.
Yeah, he's barely played at all. I can't even really say any sample size about him because he's been injured for so long. His injury is similar to like how long Solomon got injured after like the first 4 or 5 games last season. You never saw him again the rest of the season.
Speaking of wingers, Solomon's a good shout. Solomon's still our player, right? He's just on loan. So we could if we decided we needed.
I know that Leeds fans obviously think they rate him massively. He's done really well the last few months, and I can't really see Spurs now recalling him back because I think they would have. They sort of said
he's not coming back.
I think because the loan spell's going. Sorry, mate. I think because the loan spell's going so well there, it makes no sense for us probably to call him back either. He's actually really going well. He's added back to. If Leeds go up, there's a potential we can sell him to Leeds as well for a decent price in the summer. If we wanted to sell this player, there's nowhere. If Ange don't see no way back into him for the first team, you get at least 15, 20 million quid from him in the summer. At least it did go up. So I think maybe see that as well. So
off a free transfer as well. He didn't cost us anything, so that'd be like a free 20 million. That's a good point. I could see that a lot. But I'm just saying. Sorry.
I just don't think it's a player that Ange really sees for his system. I don't think because. Well, actually, I can't really say it because he was injured for so long. He never really got a chance to get back into the team. As soon as he got back into the team, the season was over, and then we just got rid of him in the summer. So you can't really say if he had a chance. But I don't know if Ange fancies him. So maybe like that's why he stayed there because there's a hope that he can get a permanent move to Leeds in the summer if all goes well with Leeds and they go up. How similar how Rodon, obviously they didn't go up last season, but they got Rodon permanently as well. So I think Leeds might see the same with Solomon there with Leeds. So I think that's why he's still at Leeds. I can't see him getting recalled back, but I could be wrong.
With Solomon, I think it's his comments about the war. I think it's the politics. I don't think he'll ever play for Spurs again because it's too much of an issue with his comments about Israel and all that kind of stuff. So
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know I didn't know there were comments from him about that particular subject.
He's Israeli, so he commented early on, and it caused a big stir. So I think. It's the politics.
Wow, so he was going through it doubly. So it was the whole Russian deal, and wow. So tough times for him. Glad that he's a professional footballer and has the means to take care of his family and everything.
But I think it's that.
That makes sense. No, that makes good sense. I think he's a good player. To me, he was like a hybrid of like Brian Hill, the good parts of Brian Hill, and then I don't know. Aaron Lennon. He just seemed really. I don't know. He just seemed good. I wish we could have seen more of him. But yeah, nothing I've seen. I've been looking as well. Nothing I've seen leads me to believe that we've got any attacking players on our radar. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Just with the way that some of these have just come out of absolutely nowhere. I just saw that Joe Biden, the former U.S. president, has signed with the same agency as most of our players, CAA. So Joe Biden might be coming to Spurs.
Can he play up front?
Yeah, he's got the pace. The pace.
He does for sure. Oh yeah, if they allow electric wheelchairs, maybe. I say
maybe we can get pardons off to a load of the team so we can get some wins.
There you go. Okay, yeah, disallow goals. Executive
Hopefully
order.
He can pardon me from watching the Spurs. That's going to
work. He's being brought in to pardon Daniel Levy. That's why Levy's doing it. I get it. There was protests.
I heard a rumor that we were in for a Japanese central defender, but I'm trying to find the link to it again online.
Would you guys take Tomiyasu at this point? I know he's injured perpetually, but
the Japanese defender was
Tomiyasu.
It's a
I think Tomiyasu still. I think Tomiyasu still playing. Where's he been the last 2 years? He's about the one that plays for Arsenal.
Injured perpetually, bro. He's just injured at Arsenal. I think
he's the sick low version of Darren mate. He's worse than Darren. At least
People can correct me if I'm wrong, but
I don't know about the whole Darren Anton argument there. The guy who played 5 games to be injured for the season.
That's
sounds
the
like
myth.
Miller.
That's the myth. Darren Anton played over 300 games for Spurs.
I feel like it when I was growing up.
Nick's saying that Madison spoke glowingly about Solomon. Was that during the off season? I kind of remember that, Nick. Now that you mention it. Well, guys. So another thing I wanted to talk about. So I'm watching this match. Sorry about what about Tomiyasu?
You rate Tomiyasu then?
Yeah, I do. I would take him. I would take him. The fact that he can play fullback.
Here's one that's just jumped up in the last 10 minutes. Up just seen. Apparently, Man United as well as us are in for a certain Aston Villa winger in Leon Bailey.
Leon Bailey, bring him.
I think he's had a trash season this season. Last season I would have took him. This season,
but I mean,
so
that's
much.
good. That's when you can get a player. You can't get a player in January if they're having a great season, but you get a player in January because they've got the potential. You know?
Yeah, but he was inconsistent. He was inconsistent before that little really purple patch he had last season. So I'm thinking if I look at his sample size in the Premier League, he's been a very inconsistent player since he come from Bayer Leverkusen. Not enough to say, yeah, I want to sign him. Like it's the same when I say about Rashford. I look at Rashford, I'm like, there's too many inconsistent periods with him. Like that. If we're going to sign players, like I don't want to keep signing inconsistent players.
But to me, he fits the system. He fits the system better than Rashford. You've got to admit that.
I mean, Villa can score goals. If they want to get rid of him, that tells me something because Villa is desperate for goals as well.
It's a good point, but I think Ange puts his arm around him, says, "Hey, you're going to do well here, mate," and then he's sold, and he gives it his all.
I just want to say something about Chelsea. This shows you how bad the season's been for us. That Chelsea were willing to do business with us with Disassi that they've never been willing to do a business with us before because they didn't see us as the top 4 rival this season, and they ended up doing business with Villa in the end. But apparently, the reason why they weren't doing business to start off with is because they saw Villa as a rival in a top 4 race over us. Chelsea would never usually do business with us on a loan deal.
Ever since what's his face left, I think it's been better. The fucking
guy. I haven't seen. Yeah, but I was just thought I looked at how bad our season's been, and they're like, yeah, we'll do business with Spurs now. We see them with no threat at all. I'm like, obviously we ain't a threat to them in the league. I'm like, oh dear. I'm like, that shows how bad.
It's not a great sign. It's not
one of our arch rivals are willing to loan us a player for 5-6 months because they don't see us as any competitor in the league at all. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, I want to get away from that.
I think it's opposite. The Sassi is so bad, they want to sabotage us. I think they would never give us a player that's decent. He's just shocking. He's a shocking player.
Right, Jacob says it right there. You can't spell this Assi without Assi. Literally, he's that bloody bad. Yeah, he's awful, mate, isn't he?
Yeah. Wow. I have no idea. I don't know anything about him. But so, guys, I think we're all in agreement with this one. But I think that at this point, as long as we don't go down, we're not really expecting anything out of the league. I don't expect us to finish in a European position, to be honest. So at this point, do you guys? I know that we're getting a little bit away from transfer business, but I haven't talked to some of you guys on screen before, so I thought I would just go ahead and ask. By the way, my cat is up here and he's going nuts. He's huge and loud, so if you hear a bunch of crashing, it's my cat breaking stuff. But anyway, should we prioritize the cups at this point? I mean, we're doing well. We're still in all the cups. I mean, do we ride that wave? Is that the way Ange keeps his job? Is that what you guys want to see for the season? Because like I said, I think there's no way that we finish in a European position. So why not throw all of our eggs into the cup competitions basket?
It's the only thing that'll save Ange's job. Otherwise, it'll be gone.
Yeah. Agree.
After this week alone, we'll see where we stand, especially with Europe coming up after March? Right. Or Europa coming up in March again.
I think we smashed Liverpool. I don't know why I've got this weird feeling about it. I think we're gonna beat them at their house.
Wow.
We haven't really won.
By smash, I mean 2-1. It's 2-1.
Fair play. Fair play. I say smashing them.
I'll take a smash and grab 1-0 for Tottenham, but I'm not going to say that we're going to win it.
It's not going to be pretty, I don't think, but that's fine.
We just get a point. I'll just take a point. I'd smash them.
I'll take
and get a draw.
Get out there for 1-1. Get out there for 1-1 and just get to that final.
Oh man, but can you think of how stressful it'll be if we have to defend a 1-1 for a while?
Park the bus. Do the Jose masterclass. Park the bus.
Most of these players were here. They remember how. That's a good point. They were here for Conte at least. Um,
I said to you yesterday, Colin, if we can see too early, that's the worst thing we can do at Anfield. You can see too early and let that crowd just like sense that they're going to have on them Anfield comebacks, because Liverpool so many times can turn around 2-leg deficits at Anfield. So it's just one
yeah,
of the
no,
things
they
like
do
I'm
have
not,
they do have a habit of it, but we fucking
we cannot
pardon my
concede that
language.
early goal on that first, second leg. As soon as we can see that early goal on that second leg, if we do, that just puts all the momentum to Liverpool. It's just going to be
Kinski's
a
got it.
long night.
Kinski's in their heads. They know they can't put anything past Kinski. He's got a mind game going. And then
With us, though, if we score early, that's an issue. Every time we score early, we give up 2 goals in the next 5 minutes. So I'd rather,
I'd score second. I just want to time travel. If someone could just knock me unconscious until after that game and wake me up, it'd be sweet. I don't want so much drama. Like, I would just rather skip it all completely. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good game. Kinski's there. Do you guys think the new boys will play? I don't think Danso will. The defensive partnership is important. I guess he could slide in though, because Archie Gray is not exactly a defender, but he's doing such a good job. Shit, I just thought about it. It'd be Archie Gray.
I think Danso would
18 years old with uncapped potential like that with Archie Gray. I can see him being the future England captain for some reason, as well as our future captain for Tottenham. I just have that feeling about Archie Gray. I really do. I'll stick 20 quid on it.
Yep. No, for sure.
I really feel like he could be the next England captain.
I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
That was my cat. He didn't want to be on camera.
I mean, Tell might play, but I don't see Danso playing. I think it's too soon, especially.
So what defensive partnership do we go with at that point then? Because we've only got.
I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, Van de Ven's back. I forgot. Okay.
Van de Ven, Archie Gray.
Did you go Van de Ven and Drake? Did you go Van de Ven and Danso and have 2 natural centre backs against someone like Liverpool at Anfield? Did you go Gray? This is me not disrespecting Gray, because I think Gray's been playing quality at centre back. I'm just thinking, do you have 2 natural centre backs? But it's a away trip away at Anfield.
Let's ask the old timers, and I'm only calling you guys that as a joke.
Yeah, like a massive game.
We'll start with Ian. Ian, what do you think? Do you think we'll start with Danso possibly in the match against Liverpool?
People are saying that. I'd be a little bit surprised if he came in. You've got Van de Ven coming back from injury. I think most people think he'll start, and then to put a debutant in who's maybe only had a few hours training. I know we've done it before, but I would be surprised if he plays. But I've been wrong before. I'm not sure. Wouldn't be my choice, I don't think.
He put the goalkeeper in with literally only a few hours of training, though.
True, but defensive partnerships, you got to know when to push up, when to hold the line, when to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, keeper is different.
Keepers are a completely different thing. I'll state that, being a goalkeeper myself.
I know it's different. I'm saying that, but he's obviously shown that he's willing to play a player who's only had like a couple sessions, and like, yeah, we're getting to a situation now where we're holding on to a 1-0 lead. A 1-0 lead away at Anfield in a must not lose game, and we're going up against a team who are really clinical. So maybe he might put Danso in because Danso's a natural centre back, and he's someone who's quite suited. He's not playing a lot of Premier League games, but he's someone who does know the league a little bit. So maybe I'm just going by that thinking. He may not, because like you said, he's not had a lot of training sessions. He might not be up to date with the system, but he might think. Yeah, he might think I'm not happy to do it because it's obviously it's too big of a game not to try it. I get what you're saying, man.
I put a poll in the chat. So everybody that's watching, if you could answer the poll, I just said, would you start Danso against Liverpool? Sorry, I cut somebody off. Somebody was talking. I don't know if it was Ian.
Someone's watching TV in the background.
Yeah. Oh, that's Ian. Ian's getting us all the news. Getting us all the latest news.
But you can't hear the television because you should be able to hear it. I'm just trying to keep in case anything breaks with this other defender. But the latest stuff that's being tweeted suggests that we are not getting anybody else in. We've not been able to get anybody else in tonight. But
hour and 10 minutes. I can't see it happening.
So what do you guys think? At the end of this, is Daniel Levy a hero or a villain? He brought us in 3 players. A good goalkeeper, a keeper that's maybe going to push our star goalkeeper to retain his place. So we've got a good goalkeeper in.
He's always going to be a villain.
No, look.
He's always
there was a rumor, or at least I read, that we didn't get down so early in the window because we wanted to save 5 million. They wanted 30. We paid 25. I mean, that's inexcusable. If that's the only reason.
How long have I been muted? Anyway, so we've got these players in, and I think honestly, I think they're all good quality, except I don't know shit about Danso. But Tell, a player coveted by many teams, a great goalkeeper that might displace our number one. I mean, I don't think it's a terrible January transfer window if it was to end right now. Adrian, what do you think, buddy? I mean, what's your score on it? Let's put a 1 to 10 score on the transfer window if it ended right now.
Well, to get 3 players in is good. Well, I don't think they've got 3 in January before, but we've got to see these players. I mean, I'm not judging the window till the summer because I want to see how they settle in. And, I want to see how they settle in. So, but to get 3 in, it is a difficult month. I ain't making excuses for the Poison Dwarf though. But I mean, like, it's like, yeah. I mean, in the last summer window, I wanted Dorgu and Eze, right? And if we couldn't get Dorgu, I wanted David Henko of Feyenoord because he plays left centre back and left back. Can play, and he's about 20.
Very good player.
Now, he would do the job. Now, I would have thought Paratici would have been waving his magic wand here in Italy because one thing the Serie A does, it produces good defenders. And like to not get another one in. I know we probably weren't intending to get 2 in. Because don't forget, summertime, you've got Vaskovic who's going to walk straight into the squad. And then you've got Phillips and Dorotton. So, and they're huge talents as well. But, yeah, I think the urgency on the extra defender here was simply because, we've lost Dragerson. And if he is out for 4 or 5 months, well, you leave him out the Europa League squad. Now you've got room for Spence and Kinski to come in because you can leave Odebert out if he's not ready. I'm not sure when you can only make 3 changes to the Europa League squad anyway. So if Tell's in as well, that's it. That's the 3. So, and he's going to be in it, Tell, isn't he? So,
yeah, they're not going to bring him in and then sit him out. That'd just be stupid.
If you were going to bring another defender in, I'd get it if it was a younger one like this guy from Burnley, because the expectations for him to walk straight into Europa League squad aren't there. If we were bringing another defender in, they're not going in the Europa League squad, and that's the issue as well, which is probably why we won't get. We'll see. Anything can happen in the next hour.
So,
don't get. We're having our defensive crisis, and we've sent Dorrington out on loan. Yeah. Phillips, who is a very good young centre back, send him out on loan. If you know you needed cover in the summer for your centre back position, why send out the guy that cost you, 12, 14 million on Phillips? I can't remember his price tag. But
3 mil.
Oh, it was 3 mil. It feels like a lot more. But
it might have been more. I think it was. We got him off Blackburn, but I forget what it was.
But in the summer, we weren't really hurting for defenders. I think we looked pretty good actually.
The issue, I didn't want Phillips brought back. I mean, the other thing you have to consider is the fact that, like, Phillips is on loan. All right, if you could get him back, if we hadn't signed him away on loan for a year, if you could get him back, he's going to come back. Other defenders are going to get fit, and he's going to sit on the bench for the rest of the season. That's not good for his development. So you ride the storm, as far as I'm concerned with that.
But then what's that saying to the younger players below, sort of like the level of this Danso and other guys coming in? We were told that players wouldn't be blocked for their chances to play, but then they're chucked out on loan, and then other players brought in due to injuries.
But if they're not ready, they're not ready. I mean, you can promise a player the moon, but if they're not delivering the moon, you know what I mean? A player has to deliver as well.
One second about that Danso thing there. I saw something on the Liverpool page earlier. They were saying about Matthias Tell signing for Tottenham. They were worried because he could play against them on Thursday. So how come Matthias Tell might be able to play? And I just realised that Danso can't. Like, I've heard about that all before, but on the Liverpool page, I've heard on other Spurs people saying that Tell might be able to play on Thursday. So if Tell can play on Thursday and he hasn't been signed before the first leg, then surely Danso can.
It's under the age of 21, though, isn't it? It's that weird under the age of 21 rule. I believe.
If Tell can play, that's a massive for us because I know he's not prolific.
If Tell can play, then surely that means Danso can. I think Ben might be right because I'm sure there's a rule where if you haven't played registered before the first leg, you can't play in the second leg. But I saw people saying that Tell can play. So if Tell can play, surely that means Danso could play too. I could be wrong. That's what I'm saying. So I think Ben's right. I'm pretty sure Ben's right.
Well, it's just the work permit
I
and the
don't think-
international clearance.
Yeah, maybe
And-
none of them. But maybe tell or Danzo he can't play the second leg against Liverpool. Then either of them.
I'll ask Chat GPT. We'll see if AI knows the answer to this.
Hmm.
Good old AI.
Right.
Hmm. You got
Skynet, it's taking over. I'm quite sure there's that under the age of 21 rule as well for Europe. For players under the age of 21, they don't have to register them.
Yeah, there's a few rules, isn't there? You've got to have 4 academy players. This is why we're penalised that have been with your academy for 3 years as part of your 8 homegrown. The other 4 don't have to be. Otherwise, you're penalised. Everyone
So, hey,
you shoot, you lose a player.
Apparently,
But the
good.
under 21s,
Yes, a player play in the second leg of the League Cup, even if they weren't signed before the first leg, as long as they were registered before the deadline for the second leg. According to competition rules, clubs must register new signings before 12 p.m. midday on the working day before the match for them to be eligible. So if a player is signed
24 hours.
Play.
before this deadline for the second leg, they are allowed to play.
Yeah.
Thank you, AI. Thanks.
Your
Elon
B
Musk,
list.
for
Your
that for
B
us.
list players have to be players that have been with the academy for 2 years, and it's not a set in stone list. You can announce all those players that qualify under that rule 24 hours before a game. So
Audio artisan, big up, dude. By the way, always glad to have you here, man. Audio artisan, along with Chris Peters, have been around since day one of this channel, which has been years now. So thank you guys for your support, continued support. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, he said Shirley Romero is leaving in the summer, and Danzo is the replacement, like Richie was Kane's. I kind of see that, man. I kind of do, and I'm like, what the hell is up with Romero? We touched on this at the beginning of the show, but I didn't get everybody's point of view. He came back from injury, right? Or was about to come back. I remember the last thing I heard was then he was either back or almost back. But they weren't rushing him back. It was sort of the same situation as with Van de Ven. And then now he's just nowhere to be seen. He doesn't sit with the other injured players to watch matches. I just don't know where the guy is. It's like, where's Waldo almost? But it's Romero. Boy, I mean, I think it means he's gone, but what the hell's even happening right now? Like, where is he? What's he doing?
well, he's down to 2 years on his contract in the summer, so he either signs one or we sell him. It's that simple. You don't.
Yeah, he's definitely down tools because he doesn't like the way Ange plays football. And quite honestly, I don't like the way Ange plays football. It's pragmatic.
Well, that makes one of us
irritating to watch.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think that's. Look, Romero was complaining about Conte. He said if Conte stayed, he would leave. So, and he actually said he likes the way Ange plays. So I don't think it's the tactics. I just think he cares more about Argentina than about us. And
which makes
honestly,
I can't really fault the guy for that. You know.
I mean, look, if he is a vice captain, or he should be the one organizing the back line. He should be a leader, and he's not. In Argentina, it's easy to play with Messi and all the veterans. So honestly, if he's done in tools, just sell him. But I'm really disappointed with the way it turned out, especially this season, the mistakes he's been making. And again, I don't think it's Ange's system. He actually came out and said he enjoys playing it. He didn't like Conte's system. So I'm sure he's upset about us not backing the manager and not bringing in better players. But if he's a senior player, a World Cup winner, he should be the one to step up and lead that line. And he's not a leader. He's a follower. If that's the case, if he's done in tools, just get rid of him or bring somebody else in, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I heard differently. I heard that he doesn't like Ange and doesn't like the system, but I keep hearing different things every day about Romero, so it's hard to keep up with his state of mind for Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a big fan. I might be probably in a minority, but I'm a big fan of Romero because he progresses the ball. None of our centre backs can do that.
I mean, the quality-wise, Adrian, I agree. He has the quality and the tools to be a great centre back. It's just mentally, he's not there for us. He doesn't want to play for the badge.
Yeah,
again, right? As a vice captain, you need to be the leader, organize the back line, not make silly mistakes.
I'd rather have James
like switching off against Leicester with Jamie Vardy behind you.
For Arsenal, look, I swear to you, I've seen Archie Gray make less mistakes than Romero this year. Just like
at a position that he's not even
exactly. Yeah, like against Arsenal, Brighton, just a bunch of games he just checks out for like 5 minutes. and it cost us a goal.
Leicester, first time at Leicester.
Yeah.
But no more. I can fault him at Newcastle for not marshalling the line. I can fault him against Leicester.
It's just quality is never an issue. It's just mentality.
Going upfield against Brighton. But other than that, he hasn't made no more mistakes.
I mean, Arsenal, he gave up the goal, right? He didn't mark Gabriel on that set piece.
Yeah, Gabriel just coasted it and headed it.
Yeah, he just flopped. Yeah, I mean, and there are a bunch of games like that. So I just look. I used to love Romero. My expectations are too high. I just expected a lot from him.
We all thought world class defender. We thought
exactly.
we were getting a Kobe Alderweireld level defender, and
he's not close.
No, he's really not. And you're right. A lot of it does seem to be his mentality. He's just not calm and composed, and he takes too long on the ball. And I understand part of that is the players that are receiving the ball need to make themselves open. They need to, make themselves good targets for him. And if he doesn't have anyone to pass it to, there's nothing for him to do. But I mean, at that point, you just kick it upfield, right? You just get the fuck rid of it so that you don't get pickpocketed right by your goal.
The thing is, like he represents issues at the Spurs. It's like him and Madison, Bissouma. All these guys have quality on their day. They have all the skills in the world, but for some reason, the mentality isn't there. I don't know what it is, but we've had players with high quality who just don't do it for some reason consistently.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely one. And that's why I think that we're moving towards the younger kids. It's sort of dropped my phone. It's sort of like Pochettino. Whenever he preferred young kids that would run through brick walls and push themselves to the edge. And it seems like Ange is similar in that way. I know that they're not obviously identical managers. I
think it's a question of pick the player you don't like when it comes down to results going the wrong way, because as much as I'm a big fan of Porro, I think he's great technique, and a big fan of Udogie when he's fit and proper and up and running. Those two have been responsible for absolutely hatfuls of goals this season. Hatfuls. And it's more than, and I know they'll come back good. They'll be good when they're fresh and rested, because once you're overplayed, it's not the risk of injury again. You lose your speed of thought and your match sharpness as well. So you make the wrong pass, you make the wrong decision. And this is what's been happening to us. We did well the weekend. We did well against Brentford. No knocking that performance, but these players, we're not out of the woods yet, because this team is a tired team.
Yeah. And that's why there's no excuse for the recruitment team not to bring somebody else in on day one in January. We wasted this whole month of poor results in the league, and we waited until the very last day to bring somebody else in. For me, that's inexcusable.
What gets me with the whole scouting department as well as the medical department, if you know you've got 5-6 injuries, that's when you need to really be fucking, my language, questioning not just the medical department but the scouting department. The scouting department at 6 injuries should be thinking, right, these guys are getting injured quite a bit. We need to get something in place for January. Let's start working on this stuff now. So that when we make the bid, we've got this stuff in place. It's already been signed. All we have to do is put the paperwork through on the 1st of Jan. Now, we've been linked to so many players since December to now. There is a long list of players that have refused us, moved elsewhere. I mean, Noah Okafor going to Napoli. You know what I mean? We were linked to Noah Okafor as well. So,
I mean,
and he's had injury problems as well.
It's not like sometimes people will say no to you. I think that's been made too big a deal out of. You're going to get rejected sometimes. I think that, we have to see. I know that we love Tottenham. We support Tottenham. We believe Tottenham. Tottenham have won things, and have a history of winning things. But at this moment, I think people need to realize where Spurs are as a club, and maybe that's what's upsetting. But I think the fact that people rejecting us. I mean, people reject clubs every day. There's always more than one team in for a player.
Yeah, I say another thing goes in the transfer window as well. Like Okafor, certain things have to fall in place in the transfer window. That was a deal that got linked early in the window, but didn't come alive until late in the window for certain clubs. Certain chips have to open up for certain players, like AC Milan. Is he going AC Milan, Okafor?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He actually went to Napoli.
Napoli. Oh yeah, from AC Milan. Because Napoli. Because Napoli opened up a space where I think a player's left Napoli to go somewhere else. It all sort of opens up like that as well. Sometimes you get players linked, but then the club can't let them go until they've got a replacement in. January's a very weird transfer window where you get linked to a lot of players early, and then certain things won't happen until late in the window because the team won't get rid of that player, they've got a replacement in themselves. So it's a very
So that
weird
it's
window
also down to the player, because if they've
Yeah,
got to move their
understand,
whole entire lives in the middle of the season and not make it in the summer,
Yeah.
because at least in the
Yeah, a lot
summer
of players are
transfer
not-
window, you have time to
Go
find a
back.
house for you and your family to move to. The club
in
helps you do
school.
that kind of thing, and it's just
Yeah,
you know
spot on.
doing it in
Yeah, spot on,
December,
it's like
January is a bit crazy.
So guys, I wanted to ask,
Yeah, some
does
players
the
might-
Tell
Sorry,
signing
man.
does the Tell signing count
Sorry.
as an incoming player? Like, it's a loan. So I put a tweet out a couple of days ago that says I'll get a
I told you
Paratici
they got
tattoo. You think
I
it
already
counts?
told you, mate. Yeah, do you know why? I
Why?
told you this earlier, because any sign counts. Yeah, as soon as you put in that deal sheet to the Premier League, yeah, that counts as a signing to that season. You register him for that rest of that Premier League season. Yeah, it's a loan
Yeah.
signing or permanent signing. Yeah, as soon as that deal sheet goes into the Premier League, that counts as a signing. Yeah, that is a signing. So you need to get that tattoo ready. I told you that early, because that's a defender in this window and a striker signing, and especially with a buy option now on it as well. There's a potential to make that permanent in the summer. I'm going to count that definitely as that's a loan signing. It's a signing. It might be a loan signing, but it's still a signing. As soon as that deal sheet goes into the Premier League, that's a signing.
I'll
So, yeah,
have
you
it
need
down.
to get that
Paratici tattoo. I even said book it. I haven't said book it, so I have to. I absolutely have to do it now.
What a low bar, Colin. What a low bar. Getting a tat for Tell on loan and Danso. Oh my! What are we doing here?
I wish it
Yeah,
wasn't so. Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's
why
where we are as a club right now.
What are we doing?
That's what I'm getting him to do it, because he literally put his word out there. He's going to get a tattoo done if we get 2 signings. So we literally brought in 2 signings. So
I've
he has
got
to
some
stick to
stupid
his word
tattoos
now,
already, so it'll just go with the rest. It's just gonna be an Italian dude with sunglasses on. I already have kind of planned out black and
just
white.
do like Fabio in prison. Do like the prison bars. That'd be awesome.
That would be sick. Actually. But no, it's gonna be minimalist, black and white, or just black lines, and it'll just be him in some shades. Probably just his head. I don't know. It'll be funny. I'll do it. And I'll let you guys know when it's finished. Hopefully, it's not super expensive.
Yeah,
but while we're talking about super expensive stuff, I have to pimp out the channel. I don't usually do it, but guys, we have a Patreon right now. We don't have the channel is demonetized currently. Probably not forever, so that's a good thing. But channel is currently demonetized. So if you want to help out the way you would with a membership, just go to Patreon. There is the link to do so, and then you can even gift out memberships like you would gift out memberships on YouTube. So it's pretty cool, and it's a nice little workaround while YouTube punishes me for things. But anyway, guys, so if you want to support the channel, that's where to do it. And no pressure, and I appreciate everyone. But yeah, guys, so it looks like I got to get a Paratici tattoo.
I mean, I'm still awaiting my forfeit from Mr. Brian Daigle from in our group chat the other day. If we sign anyone, I'll do a forfeit. Now I'm just waiting on Daigle to.
He inspired me.
Show
He's
me
the
what
one that
my forfeit's
inspired me to
gonna be.
do the tattoo thing with his weird Tottenham TV tattoo. So
And on the Paratici ban, it ends July. His ban's up in July.
There's a rumor that him and Lange had a falling out and he's leaving. Is that true?
Get Lange out of here and let's keep Paratici.
Well, I hope so, but the rumor was that the Paratici is leaving because he had a
I've
fallout.
not seen anything, even in speculation on that. I've not seen
Really?
anything on that. I just know his band's up in July, and I'd like him back. But
I
if
think
it's still
Johnny
gonna be a
maybe said it. I think either Johnny or somebody else were talking about how Fabio and Lange had a falling out, and Levy is going to send them packing. So, we'll see.
Well, maybe he's sending Lange packing because he's done nothing.
Yeah,
I hope so, but
one of them's got to go, because I heard that as well. There's a falling out between. There's a falling out between them two.
I mean,
and Lange or Don Paratici would have to go. So I can't see Paratici come back to Tottenham. I think as soon as the ban finishes in the summer, I think he'll go to another Italian club.
Yep.
I get the fact that people want to pick up every stick to bash the club with, and the players and the managers when results go downhill. But I don't think Lange has done an awful job. If you look at what's been brought in, he's brought in Kingsky, who's a hit in my opinion. He's brought in Graham Bergvall, hit in my opinion. He's brought in Solanke, that's 4. We don't know about Odegaard, right? That would be 5. And the only one we know that's a complete useless is Werner. But the other 5, I don't see how people. I don't know. And then people are saying he was sacked at Villa and all this and that.
I'm wondering if this playbook was left behind by Paratici somewhere in the office.
Probably.
Adrian.
This
I know
whole players at the end of the window screams Paratici to me. But anyway, it also screams Daniel Levy. It's Levy time. It's Levy time, baby. So,
I think we're done with the free. We're done.
I'm not seeing any other.
I think it's going to get done.
window?
Well, the Tell one
Well,
hasn't been
lads-
confirmed yet, because didn't they ask for an extension so they could get things through from Bayern and the Premier League and the transfer market to be able to get this sorted?
Hadn't heard that one. Not
He
sure.
would have had
They
he was at
get a deal sheet.
having a medical.
Don't get a deal sheet by 11 p.m.
He was
Don't
fine.
get a deal sheet by 11 p.m. You can still have 2 hours extension.
Wait,
Till 1 a.m.
so when is
I remember now.
the window
Yeah.
shut? Is it in an hour or?
50 minutes,
Shuts
49 minutes.
Shuts at
Officially
11
49
p.m.
minutes.
But if
We
you
can-
can
we
get
can
a
do it.
proof of deal sheet to the Premier League by 11 p.m., you can get a 2-hour extension. That's what the rule is. You can get deals can go through still till 1 a.m. as long as you've got proof of deal sheet to the Premier League by 11 p.m. So you have to show that you've got some sort of deal in place. So if these sort of deals go through with clubs, that you won't even have heard about, like a deal might get rushed through now in the last 20 minutes, half hour, like a loan deal that hasn't been heard about from like another club. Because like as long as they get a deal sheet through by 11 p.m., they've got like an extra 2 hours to get it done. You'll see like another deal go through you haven't heard about from like a
Like
club.
that with every league as well.
Out of the blue, because they've obviously tried to force it through like with 10, 15 minutes to go. So Spurs will get it done, but it won't surprise me now if it don't get announced till like 11:30, maybe quarter to 12.
He will have already signed. He wouldn't have been waiting this time of night having a medical and all that. He would have signed.
Yeah, but
Well,
it won't surprise me if they don't. Yeah, I do think they'll
Todd
probably just go through
Spurs. Big up Todd Spurs.
probably go through they're probably doing the unveiling video. That's probably what's holding it up.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Look, I mean, we might be a bit short. We'd all want another 3 or 4 players. But when you consider we've got a lot of good kids, that if we're going to just focus on these cup competitions, finish mid-table, then you'll have the opportunity to play some of these kids. If we win the Europa League, we're in the Champions League. That'd be a joke.
By the way, so Daigle just said in the chat that he's hearing Van der Ven is hurt again, and O'Keefe confirmed that he might not be fit for Liverpool. So,
fuck my life.
so our medical
kind
team,
of
what's happening? He was okay. He was subbed out, and now he's hurt again. What's
So
going on?
it's our medical team's fault that he got hurt?
Oh, I have no idea.
know.
I don't know what's going on. But so now, if he's out for Liverpool, it's going to be Ben Davies, and we're shambles.
That
What's going on?
that contradicts Ange's press conference when he said, because the reports latched onto that because he wasn't even in the match day squad, right, for Brentford. So, and he was asked, and he said, no, just resting him as a precaution.
Yeah, and Ashmatic reposted too. I think it came from O'Keefe saying that Mickey is struggling at the moment. The Liverpool game does not sound promising.
This is a medical department problem. And what the hell is going on?
Wait. And somebody said might need surgery. Oh my! I'm not even looking at the tweet anymore.
It's not like the medical team. It's not like the medical team's going out there with a baseball bat and beating people in the knees. I mean, anything that you can blame on them, but I feel like people totally blame.
This can't be like the third time. Like this is what Romero come back like from that injury that broke down like 12 minutes. Like Van der Ven's come back once already, then last 20 minutes, and then he got subbed again. Then he's come back, lasted one game against like 45 minutes against Elfsborg in Europa League. Then we said we didn't risk him for the weekend because he had soreness, and now we're saying there's issues are like more like withstanding issues. Now I'm getting what is going on with like trying to diagnose Romero and Van der Ven this season, like since that first injury.
If that's true, I do think
he looked fine when he was subbed at half time. He looked fine.
We can't seem to get them on the pitch. We can't seem to get them on the pitch now for 90 minutes about them breaking down again. What is
all these complications with Odegaard?
Yeah, the story plays out.
I think if he's hurt, if that's true, and he's hurt for an extended period of time, I think we push hard for this Burnley guy in the last hour, and maybe we.
There was another tweet earlier. Either O'Keefe, I think he said that Palace was willing to sell Guehi if we up the price.
Fuck yeah, dude! 70 mil. I don't give a shit.
Pay enough, so.
Well, we're the kings of FFP, so why not?
Well,
exactly. FF
We're
Unbelievable.
gonna say something.
FFPFC. We are. Forget about
something
Tottenham.
inappropriate, but I forgot. Never mind. Ladies
This makes this Liverpool trip even more harder now if we ain't got Van der Ven on Thursday.
If we bring Guehi in and we have to play him and Danso together, that'd be hilarious.
Way he wouldn't be able to play. It'd be cup tied.
Oh shit! Good thinking. But
With,
Archie Gray would have to marshal the line.
Danzo might definitely have to play on Thursday if he can play. If Van der Ven isn't playing, we ain't got no out and out centre backs. Because then Dragison's not playing now either. Van Romero's not going to be fit, so we're literally cut. We're going to play Davis and Gray. Obviously, I don't mind Davis and Gray obviously playing, but we're going to play them away at Anfield together, in a game that we have to win to get to the final. We're going to have a natural
that means
centre-back
that midfield, that tells me a lot. If we play those two together, I can almost guarantee you what the midfield would be then, because our midfield would have to be beefy as hell to try to make up for it. You know what I mean? We would have to
Basuma, Bentancur, and Sarr.
I was going to say Basuma, Bentancur, and Bergvall.
I don't want to see Basuma. Bergvall, Sarr, Bentancur. I'm down with Basuma.
Really, completely. I get it. He's so inconsistent.
But Basuma is being played completely out of position. That's what people don't get. I'm from Brighton, so I got to see Basuma play for Brighton because obviously my aunt had a season ticket. So whenever she did go, I was going to watch Brighton matches for free. Yeah. But when Basuma was at Brighton, he was that player that was press resistant and could carry the ball. In Ange's system, he's being played out of position and he's not really being able to carry the ball as well as what he used to. So again, another player playing out of position like Archie Gray.
But I mean, he didn't bring him in. He was just kind of given this player. So I mean,
Conte didn't rate him either, right? Conte said he doesn't have the tactical awareness. Conte didn't rate him. So I think again, he's one of those players. He has all the skills in the world.
But can thrive in a certain system. If the system's perfect, he can thrive. But if the system isn't tailored to his skills,
I've got big issues. I've got big issues with his concentration levels and his discipline to stay to the structure in the midfield. And that's what it's like. I think that at Premier League level, I really rated him at Brighton. He's not on the ball ability. He's real press resistant, but at times he's too confident in how press resistant he is, and he loses the ball too many times. And that isn't to do sometimes with and that isn't sometimes to do even with in playing out of position. That's time to do things is just making individual mistakes, individual errors when he's in possession of the ball. Yeah, and that's something I'm looking at. He's doing that too many times as a senior player in the team. He's one of the players that he's one of the players I'm looking at these last few months now. He has to really prove to me that he should be still at this club in the summer, because if he doesn't have at least a decent last 3 or 4 months, he should be one of the players we send in the summer straight away.
Sorry, just another tweet. Oh,
sorry, mate.
Apologies. Sorry, Spurs Army. I don't know if the tweet is reliable, but says Mickey van der Ven may require an operation.
Oh my days!
So Andrew ruined his kid's career.
Oh no, it's not Ange. He missed 70 days in Germany with hamstring.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Where hammy goes,
yeah, I think that's wrong.
It's done. Like once it
He
goes.
had one injury in Germany, one major injury. He comes here, plays under Ange, and he's had how many in the space of a year now?
2.
But it's hammy. Like I just know from NFL, if a hamstring goes, it's gonna keep happening. Unfortunately,
you always gonna have that problem with that hamstring. You always gonna have that problem with that hamstring, isn't you? As soon as it goes that first time, that's one of the ones to work. Yeah, well, the problem is now that I've said about this before. When I thought we were delaying him coming back the first this time after the injury against Elfsborg, but I think the club were worried that they were going to have to bloody do surgery for him, and people downplayed it, saying I was really worried because it's literally the too many hamstring in the span of time. It made me think this guy's definitely going to have surgery soon, yeah. And it's what it always like it's going to end up. And now we're getting to the point now I cannot believe that now we're not going in for another defender in this last hour. If this news is how can this news come out in the same day about an hour before the window's about to shut? Completely derail our mentality thinking about our centre backs, so we ain't going back in for another centre back. This has got me completely from the tell moment, yeah, to now worrying about what is going on with our centre back situation. Because if Van der Ven's out of surgery, that's him out rest of the season.
Peter Phillips.
So we've literally, in the space of the day, gone from we signed Danzo to now we've lost Dragic the rest of the season, Van der Ven the rest of the season, and now we're down to Danzo, and we ain't got Romero fit at the moment either. this is worrying.
We don't think. I don't know if
It makes me wonder if Romero's playing on the injuries, just so he doesn't have to play.
But look, we knew about Dragoshin a few days ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we knew about that. Yes, we should have acted. We should have acted.
Why are we bringing anybody in? It makes no sense. If we knew about it for 2 days now.
If that's only just, surely that hasn't just come out in the last, Tottenham surely didn't just know about that in the last hour. Did they just know about that in the last hour, yeah? Then how the hell, then if they have only just found out about that before, why have they not gone in for another centre-back ASAP? That's just what I mean. This is madness. If they literally are going in now,
Ben's got it right there.
Needs surgery and they're not going to get another centre-back with an hour to go. Mate, this is worrying. We're going to not have.
I think we'll get another centre-back in. I'll put a bet on it.
There's a lot to blame at this club then for this kid's injuries. There is a lot to blame it.
Yeah, we're not going to have 2 out-and-out centre-backs now till Romero comes back. Think about Dragson's out now rest of the season. Van de Ven's probably out rest of the season. Danzo's our only out-and-out. So basically, we've gone from having 2 or 3 centre-backs who might be fit to now our only out-and-out centre-back who's fit is the guy who might even play for this club 3 days ago. That's Danzo. That's what I mean. So now it's a situation where
I think I'll bet 5
crisis again.
I'll bet 5 of your monies. I'll bet 5 of your monies over there in good old motherland that we get another defender in. 5.
That's a tempting bet to take, but 5 GDP on a transfer you want to happen in 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to take your easy money, man. I have to take your easy money. I'll take your easy money.
PayPal, Cash App, one of those.
39 minutes to go. We're going to try and get a centre back. People know we're desperate now. If we end up with someone, it's probably going to be really someone bad. If we're going to get a centre back with 38 minutes to go.
If we're as fucked as we are, I think we're going to up the bid for Guehi. I don't know. Would you be happy if we got Guehi in?
Yeah,
Palace will not sell.
It's not going to happen.
Palace will not sell Guehi. Palace will not sell Guehi with 38 minutes to go in the transfer window. No chance. No chance. That's completely out the window now. That's not going to happen until the summer now. If that was the deal that might have got done, it might have had to get in the woodworks over the weekend, maybe started early this morning to get done. They're not going to sell one of their star players with 38 minutes to go in the transfer window. If they do that, the Palace fans have gone insane.
This is from Adrian. He says, however, Postecoglou has confirmed the club are just managing his minutes, with the Spurs boss saying, we're just trying to manage his minutes. It's a quick turnaround, and I spoke with the medical team and Mickey to give him another week of training to be ready in another week.
But look, when he was not even on the bench, right? At least he would be on the bench. He wasn't on the bench for the game, which tells us something, that he wasn't even included in the squad. That's mental. And look, just back to the hamstrings. For example, if you look at Reece James, right? He's a perfect example. Once you start having those injuries, his career is over. And I'm afraid Van der Ven, he had this big injury, and now,
maybe he just takes his foot off the gas a little bit. He's by far and away the fastest player in the league. I think if he just toned it down a little bit and with his sprints, he didn't just go full pelt. I think he would still be a really good player. He has good attributes other than that. I mean, I know that was his best attribute. And I still you could have that as a weapon. You just can't rely on it completely.
Why can't we have nice things?
We'll see
all done something
whether he starts or not, we'll see, won't we? We'll see which of these rumours or whether Andrew's like. I mean, it's only yesterday he came out with that, because it's the first thing the reporters asked him in his presser. No, Mickey, why? And then he's come out with this. So, unless since that period, from then something's happened to him,
or maybe
they won't have trained because they're not training. This is another myth. After each game, they're getting a day off because they've had so many games picking up. They're not doing any of that intense training. The rumours have been spread around. They're just not doing it because they can't, because it will show when players are in the red zone. So, and it's probably why we haven't picked up any more injuries, right? But the team is still knackered. So
Audio Artisan's got a good question for us. He asks, he's trying to plan for center backs for the Liverpool match. So he says
there is a recall clause in Phillips's contract if Tottenham were to, sort it out, bring Ashton Phillips back.
That counts as bringing in another defender for my bet, by the way.
No, it doesn't, because he's already our player.
But he's not here. Anyway, So Danzo, Davies, Danzo and Gray and Davies. What's your pick out of those three? I'm gonna go personally. I would say I'd like to have Gray and Davies. I know that's a little bit wild, but that's who I would go with. Tried and true.
Sorry. So just one point. Sorry to interrupt. So on Tel, it says we have a $55 million option to buy
Hell yeah.
on a 6-year contract. So maybe old news,
that's not
but
bad.
just so that.
No, that's a
Yeah,
good
that's
deal.
not bad. That's what. How
Yeah,
much?
so
How
it
much
was
that
the
work
rest
out?
of the loan fees, wasn't it? Because it was a 60 million euro deal, so there's probably a
That's
5
about
million
50
loan.
million quid on cash in it.
And we wouldn't have got him if we want to buy him, obviously. But Tell only wants the loan, so he wants to see how he goes at Tottenham. Then you never know; he may sign or he might go back to Bayern. He might not want to.
Yeah, but the option is
That's about
ours,
50.
right? At this point, even if he doesn't want to, the option is ours at this
Yeah,
point.
Spurs
Yeah.
only wanted a
which
buy
is good.
option originally. The player didn't. That's why it's worked. That's why the buy
I
option's
see.
in
That's
there.
what I see.
It only means something if the player wants to join us. Other than that, it doesn't mean a thing.
I see this as a window. I see this as a win deal though, because I think before this, he was obviously when we tried getting him permanently, he wasn't so much willing to do this. And obviously, when I saw just like a straight loan, I thought he's only willing to come to us on the loan. But if Spurs were pushing for the buy option to get included into this deal, there's obviously some what's the word? Some interest from his camp showing that. So there's some willingness from his camp showing that if it does go well, he is open to a permanent move in the summer. But Spurs would be so insistent in putting this little buy option in. They would have gone for the because it started off as a straight loan, and obviously they've gone persistent to put this buy option in. So it makes me think they've had some encouragement from Tell's side. There's a chance that they can get this deal permanently in the summer if all goes well, though. Which then shows me they've got their credibility back a bit with this deal, because everyone thought it got rejected the other day in this deal, and like to manage to still sort of resurrect this deal on deadline day and get us any sort of forward type signing. So I thought we were going to get none to start off with. I do agree with Eugene. I think we might need another one up top, like on the wing as well, to give us some more options. But at the start, it looked like we were going to get no one. So I'll take to start off with Tell as a plus point. It gives us another option up there, but we do still look a bit light, because if Tell's going to go up top, then we still probably need someone on the left as well. Because are we going to rely on Sonny all the time on the left as well? The way, because he's been very patchy in his form this season, like he's not really a left winger anyway, is he? So I mean, and we can't rely on Timo Werner, and we can't rely on Odeberg because he's never fit. So we do. I would say on the left.
You got Mikey Moore playing both sides.
Yeah. We've got Mikey Moore as well. True, we've got Mikey Moore obviously. So we've got another option on the left as well. I forgot about him. So obviously, and he's obviously improving every game. Every game he's getting on the pitch, you're getting more minutes. You can see he's starting to get more used to playing senior football as well. So yeah, he's definitely another option. But we could have probably done with another forward player. But I'm looking now, definitely thinking we could have definitely done with another defender. Because like, look at the situation now. This is the situation we've got ourselves into now, where we've gone from getting a player yesterday for having an extra centre back, to now we've just lost another. We all see New Dragson was injured, but so Danzo for Dragson, that sort of evened it out. But now we're back down to basically missing another centre back because Brandon Denzel. So now we're light by one again, which means we go into this little period now even more light in defensive numbers than what we were. What five?
So I see that we're still trying to get that guy from Burnley. We've had a £20 million bid rejected.
I honestly
Maybe
think
he's only going to throw 20 million when they're asking for 30. Daniel's not going to pay anymore.
I think he has to. I think he's in a point where he's absolutely got to.
The only way to get a player out of Championship when they're like in a promotion race, when they obviously think their best player is to just chuck them what they want.
Yeah, and I think at this point with these injuries, if this injury to Van de Ven is true, then we've got to chuck the money at this guy. There's
basically
no
what you're doing is you're playing with their promotion, their potential promotion race as well, yeah, which is future a lot of £1 million. You basically they're going to ask for a premium, yeah. If they want 30 million, I don't even really know who this guy is. Might get to the situation where we have to pay.
He's 22. He's 22 years old. That's about all I can tell you about him. And
30 million for a Championship centre back, though, bro. That is a lot of money. 30 million for a Championship centre back, though. That is a lot of cash.
We were linked to that kid in Italy at the start of the transfer window.
The only other link we've got at Burnley is the fact that Scotty Parker's manager.
Oh yeah, good point.
We have Scotty as our manager.
No,
I don't even know what the biggest Championship deal is, though. 30 million for a centre back. That's smashing it by miles. Is that more than the biggest deal in the Championship? I think. That's what I mean. I think like 30. That's what I mean. So that's why I can't see this deal getting done. But I'm getting to a point now where I'm like, maybe just get us somebody on loan. As long as they ain't proper trash, just get me like an extra number someone who's a natural centre back as well who can get us through this little period. Because Van de Ven's out the rest of the season. It's not like he's going to. If he's out the rest of the season, it's like he's going to be back in a couple of weeks. So we're going to be like that for a while. So we might need that extra centre back now. So it's getting to a situation where it's like just get someone maybe in on loan. Obviously, not Disassi because Disassi's gone to Chelsea. I didn't want him in the first place. But just get someone. They've obviously shown they were trying to get another centre back. You might be able to strike a little last minute loan deal, but it's going to be tight. It's probably going to be a Premier League loan deal as well. It's not going to be like any deal abroad now, like this long to go. It's probably going to have to be like a centre back for a Premier League club.
I'm sure
if we could borrow Lewis Dunk. I'll take Lewis Dunk right now.
Qualifies as homegrown because he was at MK Dons, Reading, and Southampton. So he must have been there as a very young player.
Yeah, he's in the Reading Academy.
Even though he's Austrian descent.
Yeah, he moved to Milton Keynes when he was 6, I think.
Which is helpful because if you're going to get rid of, you've got to find places for Kinksky and Spence in the Europa League squad where you can kick Werner out, but will Ange do that? You know, you've got
well, now that we've got a bunch of injuries again, you can just kick those players out and bring the new players in.
Yeah, Dragusin could drop out now if he's going to be out for most of the season, so that frees up the space. Then you Kinksky.
Van de Ven's injured. Romero's injured. There you go.
He's going to be out.
Keep going.
He's going to be out for a period. He's going to be out for a period. He's going to be out for a period the next season. Well, Dragusin, he's going to be out for about 9 or 10 months. Dragusin, he's going to be out.
Depending on the severity of the condition of that injury, he could be looking at least 12 to 14 months before he's in training.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't going to be seeing him for a long part of next season either. As well.
Well, you won't be until the season after, really.
We need to see what the medical report is, don't we? Once he's had his scan.
He probably what month we're now? January. Probably at most you might see him December, January next year. You're talking our best chance for Dragusin. Maybe now you're going to see him on the pitch again. Maybe that's at the earliest. If he goes to 12, 14 months, it goes to like past 12, 13 months, or maybe February, March time. But looking at his earliest now, you're going to see him is about November, December time now. He's going to be out for 9, 10 months. Dragusin.
The only plus side for watching him come off, right? When you see players do a cruciate ligament, you see they're in pain on the deck, right? They are in pain. And Dragusin, when he came off, it was like first they thought he jarred his knee. That's what they thought it was, a jar. He wasn't in pain. You see him when it's genuine pain with players on the floor. I don't think there's injuries as bad as people are making out, but then we don't know what it is yet. So if something was swollen up afterwards, different. I mean, when Bentancur did his ACL, you know, you see the pain in him, like when Matty catched him, right? You could see it. You can see it when it's one of their injuries. I'm always looking at a player's face to see if he's really hurt or faking it to slow the game down or something like that, you know. But he didn't look. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, like, and we're just getting more rhetoric, and the serious was being pumped up. It's a bit. it's a bit like
it's all just come out. It's all just come out of dead one day. That little period where we was like asking, should we get another centre back, and then this man, the Mendes, come out just to freak us out a little bit more, making us think we definitely need another defender. Because now this man, the Mendes, is all just.
If he's strained his knee ligaments or something, if he's jarred it and just strained his knee ligaments, cartilage in the knee and that.
I'm so gutted right now. I don't even care who comes in. I'm just about the Van der Ven news. If that's true, man, I'm gutted. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, aka Roundtable Talk, is correct that we're gonna have to recall somebody.
We're gonna have to get Phillips back in and Dorrington because I believe they both got recall clauses.
Yeah, but Dorrington, are they good enough? I mean.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The problem is with Van der Ven, you're losing. Look how much of a quality centre back you're losing there. He's like one of our best defenders. Now that we're losing for a sustainable period now.
Well, I mean, he made the system work. If he
again,
all the time really worked.
Very big period now in our season, and I'm like losing him now for a sustainable amount of time now. After losing him for a sustainable amount of time before this, it's really put it down and out here a little bit. I'm not going to lie, like so. It's like really got me thinking like we need to get another defender now, yeah. Because like leaving, and it has to be a defender like not going to get a Van der Ven quality defender now, but it's going to have to be someone who's at least half decent. Because man, this Van der Ven news has really put a down on his chance window today in a way. This is like come out right in the last hour before he's about to unveil the Tell signing. It's like yeah, all happy and buzzing, and then we get this little bit of fan event news just to put a downer on our luck, just to think like.
I still haven't seen anything official about this. Obviously, they're going to not want to make it public until we do.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it, so maybe I'm hoping everybody's wrong, but that's what people who usually know things say.
Right. Well, shit.
So I don't know. Yes. If they knew about this a few,
scrolling through like ITKs and stuff at the moment, I can't really see any concrete on it.
Yeah, but
if they knew about this beforehand, the club, they should have acted faster, man.
Yeah.
Today, they've got a player in, another centre back. If they knew this was as serious as this is what makes me think it ain't as serious as hopefully what it is. Because if it is as serious as what they should have acted much more faster. Because they're leaving us a massive hole now. If Van der Ven's out for this long.
Or could it be a mind game or attack? Could it be a mind game or a smoke screen to throw Liverpool off on Thursday?
I agree. No, I also think maybe Ange said it not to make us seem desperate in the window.
Fair. It's very possible.
But again, I have no idea.
I wouldn't be surprised if he started against Liverpool.
Apparently, we're still pushing hard for Guehi, which is supposedly they've already rebuffed like a 70 million pound bid. I don't really
That's
see
a lot of money for Guehi.
I tell you what, if Daniel drops 70 million on Guehi now, as much as I'm Levy out, I'll give him some props for that one.
But that's
I am Levy out.
Is it? I mean, I know he's good, but that's a lot of money.
That'd be the proper opposite to what Daniel Levy would proper do. But if we put a madman sort of style, we wouldn't have done that. He'd be like, not the one thing you expect from Levy.
The Charlie's been broken out.
30 mil on the Burnley defender.
Yeah, but literally, I think
the thing is, the reason why Guehi be so expensive is because of the English tax, isn't it? With the English player.
And it's how important he is having the team. I mean, Crystal Palace
he's only got 18 months left.
He's
only got 18 months left.
If his name,
18 months left on his contract, though, isn't he?
So why would he sign for Spurs?
But like, if his name was Guehi playing in Las Palmas or something like that, you'd be picking him up for 20 mil. So
I don't think he'll sign with us. Next season, he's going to have a lot of options. Why would he?
A lot of clubs after him
because Tottenham's awesome.
No, he's talking like in the summer. He'd be available for probably 40, 50 because he's only got 12 months left. So a lot of clubs are going to go in for.
To Liverpool, they need a defender. I mean, a bunch of clubs will need defenders in the summer. And why would he come here?
Why not? I ask Eugene, but no.
Why not?
Might Tottenham, mate.
I mean, we have to overpay.
Stadium, and that's about it. You might get some free Beyonce tickets.
You get to you get the opportunity to spend a lot of time in Tottenham. You might get stabbed, so that's a plus.
Yeah, free skywalk as well.
Free skywalk. The cheese room that never got created. I think it does exist for a special clients. Go-kart track.
Our new hotel soon.
Beyonce concert tickets.
Beyonce ticket, Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC.
They could catch a match or a game.
You know what would be funny if they dug up Elvis's skeleton and put a gig on for him just to sell tickets. That's how I see Daniel Levy fucking doing something like that.
One of those hologram concerts.
Yeah, fucking hell.
But guys, no, I appreciate y'all joining me. 20 minutes left in the transfer window, so I think we should probably just wait it out. I need to end this soon, but I don't. What if something happens and I don't get it? So, actually, you know what? I probably should go. My wife got home from school. I'm gonna go be a good person and hang out with her. But I appreciate you guys joining me today. It's been a lot of fun getting your opinions on things, talking, just kind of shooting the breeze. And that's what this channel has always been about. And I'm trying to get it kind of back to that. Just shooting the breeze, and I do truly appreciate you guys. Before we head out, I'll get everybody's last words, and I'll put the caveat that they have to be about the transfer window. So we'll start with Core. What are your thoughts?
David Ornstein's reporting that the matches tell deal, the medicals passed everything, and that the amount outstanding if the player decides to come is 45.7 million on a 6-year contract.
It was a hell of a loan fee. Did we just pay 15 mil for a loan? Jesus Christ.
No, probably this is.
What's left over from the Harry Kane transfer? So basically, the subsidised what is left over, then we'll pay the rest on top of, if you know what I mean.
Fair, yeah, that's a good way. Move less money around. I like it. All right, but final words, Core.
Home. Win, lose or draw, home and away. Tottenham forever. Levy, Enoch. And the rest of the board out.
Yep, good one. And then we'll jump up to Eugene.
I don't know. I'm shook. Sorry, I'm at a loss. I'm just. I'm hoping for the best on Thursday. It's all about the Cups now. So a good showing in the Cups. And hopefully the kids can step up and keep it going, because right now we're in trouble.
Plain and simple. Thanks again for joining, man. And then we go to Adrian. Final words, buddy.
We've got a show tomorrow. Spurs Dials have got a show tomorrow.
Let me get some links in there. Yeah, I'll put yours in the chat, and then I'll put Jose's in too.
Ian's hosting tomorrow though, because
no, never mind then. No one wants to watch that. Just kidding, Ian. We love you. I'm just being a jerk for fun.
Yeah.
So here's the link for.
We've also got on Monday the 17th of February. We've got Kieran Maguire on the show.
Who the hell's that?
Well, he wrote the book The Price of Football. He's a Brighton fan, financial expert, and he lectures on football finance at Liverpool University.
Wow, very cool.
He is the man. So, and Ian wants to discuss everything about Tottenham's finance.
Knowing my Brighton history as one of the first guys that came into Brighton years ago to help us out of the situation where they nearly got relegated and out of business. So there's a lot of respect for that bloke down here in Brighton.
Hell yeah!
So that's on Monday, because normally we do shows on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, but and our Friday shows go at 10 o'clock at night because we're trying to cater for all you Canadians and Americans that get up all times to watch our beloved Spurs. So we'll be doing few, and I might even push it back to 11 o'clock because I've got no reason to get up at weekends. So we'll see. But for all of February, there's going to be a 10 o'clock show to help others that like to watch that are on the North America.
There you go. Good man. Good guy.
From America.
And then we got Dan the man. What's up, Dan? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? How are you?
So happy about the Tell news that we're getting Tell. Happy that we've got a buy option, but a little bit worried about this news. It's just come out in the last 20 minutes. Hoping that it's not 100% accurate with him needing the surgery. If the surgery news isn't true, I'll be happy about that. But we're just going to have to try and hope we can go to Liverpool and drag out this war and get to the final. I just hope we get some players back in the next couple of weeks because, oh man, this Van der Ven news has sort of took me off a little bit off the chart a little bit with this window now because it's got me automatically worrying about this injury now. So it's like,
I know you were just feeling better. We had just got you less worried, and then this happened.
Yeah, and then I'm just like I was hyped a little bit about seeing the Tell sign, and I was happy about getting Danzo yesterday, thinking we've got 3 or 4 centre backs who are going to be fitting or what, and now we're looking like we've only got 1 fit centre back again. What's happened?
Well,
our injury crisis has gone from worse to worse. So I don't know how that's happened. Like we've got a centre back yesterday, and now we've somehow managed to get one less centre back now. So like, oh well,
add one, take 2 away. The Tottenham one.
Yeah, it's like basically as a Spurs fan, you always just get that little bit of good news, and you just have to have 2 bits of bad news, just as like you get 1 bit of good news. You can't basically like Spurs, you can't have it all good all at once. You like still have that bit of bad news just to derail you, just to humble you a little bit. That's what the word will say. Humble. That's what Haaland will say. I hope that it's not as bad as what's getting reported or what people were rumouring out there. It's not surgery, because if it's surgery, then it's troubling because it's going to be out for a long period, longer than.
Well, if you've only nothing tomorrow, nothing concrete tomorrow, then you'll have to wait till Wednesday's presser before the Liverpool game, and then we'll know. But like, I ain't gonna worry about it.
The surgery is just the main thing to me. As long as he don't need the surgery, like if he doesn't need the surgery, then I'm okay, because that's the thing that won't have him out for months. If he needs a surgery, then he's going to be out for months, like months and months. And that's when I start thinking, like, we're not going to see it until next season. And that's when it's worrying. We've got like another 20 plus games of football to play this season, potentially. Even more than that, if we're going to go far in the competitions, then we're going to need. And he's important to our system, and Van der Ven. So that's why I'm a little bit worried, because you want to get like if Ange wants to get his system working proper the way he wants it to work, he needs Van der Ven in the team, doesn't he?
I mean, on the other hand, without Van der Ven, maybe he'll drop the line and we'll play lower block, and maybe it's going to suit us at least in the cups.
Which is
I don't
neat.
know.
We'll see.
Yeah, which is neat.
We'll be playing a low
which is-
block anyway out there, Eugene, because
Yeah,
they'll
which
be
is-
coming at us all guns, right?
Well, I know.
But I say,
Like, we're
that low block's needed at times. You might need to just play that naturally now. 'Cause
Yeah,
when we've got
but-
halfway,
The
we
players
can
will do it
fast centre backs in
themselves.
Yeah.
They're going to have
Players
to
will
just
naturally
naturally
drop
do that
back.
now.
I know they will. And I ended the poll, you guys. 11 people voted. Thanks for everyone voting in the poll. 72% say yes, Danso should start against Liverpool. 27% then saying no.
Got no bloody choice now.
Yeah.
I was gonna
He
say, we got to
starts
do
now,
it.
doesn't he? Yeah.
The people have spoken. The people have spoken. But guys, again, thank you to everyone so much for joining. Make sure you sub to Eltel. Make sure you sub to
Good job, boys.
Adrian's channel.
Thanks, guys.
Spurs
Yeah,
Right,
Diehards.
gents.
And then Eugene, do you have a channel? Do you stream? Cool.
I'm
You
in and out. No socials, no channels. I just,
Well,
I just chat football.
Dan,
sometimes.
Dean, Corey are all like that. I appreciate you guys more than you
Yeah,
know.
I'm like that at the moment. I want to set something up, but my
Do
time
it.
is very varied at the moment to do something like that.
I feel that 100%. All right, guys.
Well,
Well,
single dad, I only get my kid at the weekend, so
oh shit. Well, good on you, man. That's awesome. Proud of you. A lot of good dads.
well,
like
I
you
only
have.
have little one at the weekends, but at the moment, yeah, it's just as it is.
Yeah, dude. Well, again, thanks everybody. We're gonna end this. Spurs looks like they brought 3 players in. Is it enough? We'll find out. Thanks everyone. And I don't really have. Do I have an
Hey.
outro video?
Colin,
play-
tattoo. Post the tattoo in the group chat. I want to
I
see
will.
What is that?
Do what?
it. Some static.
Oh, there was some static. Sorry about that. Is it sound okay
All right,
now?
boys. Big up.
Later, guys. I'm gonna play us out with my favorite video. So see everyone.
Oh,
And everybody,
Yeah.
the show is not ended quite yet. If you like the show, if you like the channel, and you have the means, consider grabbing a Patreon membership. I post goofy stuff over there, little just like blurbs of me thinking about stuff. And if you think that sounds cool, do it. All the money, all the proceeds go to helping the channel, just like a channel membership would. Just unfortunately not able to do channel memberships because of some YouTube drama. So everybody think about that. And you can also gift memberships to people. It's really fun. So thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.